Good evening. It is 1 a.m. straight up. It is Thursday, September 14th, 2017. I hope you all had a wonderful day today, or at least a good one. Hope you didn't sit in traffic too long going to or coming from work or wherever you were doing today. I want to touch on a couple things. One, I'm going to call this show Travel Headaches. We all travel at one point or another sometimes, whether it be for business, family vacations, family reunion, or whatever it is. Some people travel. There's many modes of transportation, many ways to travel. It depends on how you like to do it. Some people like to drive, fly. Hey, some people like to take the train at times. And sometimes people like to take the bus. I don't know if they like it or they just breathed on a budget and have no choice. Either way, there are some headaches that probably people think about but don't say anything about. Because those headaches, although minor and can be irritating, you're right, but not really one of those things that would get them thrown off the plane or banned from it or something like that. Of course, they're getting more and more strict about those things, so anyway, I know you all are aware of that and you pay close attention. Continue to do so. We don't know who's in those airports. Could be anybody playing silly. That's not what I want to talk about, though. But those people that I'm talking about, those travel headaches, nightmares, whatever term suits you better, are the people that are either sitting in front of you, alongside of you, or wherever. They're either really loud talkers, they're kicking the back of your seat, bumping into you, or whatever it is. Maybe you're on the phone, I don't know. Whatever you're trying to do. Some people get on there, they work, if they're allowed to turn on their devices to do any kind of work. Really depends on the airline and their policies and rules. And, the National Aviation Department, their rules too. They do have restrictions, I know, but sometimes they let you, sometimes they don't. But either way, that's a nightmare if you're on a business trip and you're trying to do something, or you're trying to finish something. The annoying part is you get somebody on a cell phone or a phone or talking to somebody next to them, and they're so loud the entire cockpit, the entire cabin can hear the conversations. Most of the time, people don't usually want to hear other people's conversation. It can be pretty ugly at times, and things you just don't really want to know about the person. Believe me, been there, done that. But now it depends. Planes, they do have a little more leg room until somebody leans the seat back. But it's more uncomfortable on a bus. I'm going to tell you why. Because there's barely leg room when they're sitting upright. Less leg room if they're sitting down or they're leaning back. Which is fine. That's just, if you're on a long trip that's going to take more than 24 hours. People sometimes like to get some rest. Other times they're trying to do stuff. They want to be respectful, but they are still trying to get things done. Thankfully, I don't have that problem really when I travel. Not that I travel a whole lot, but when I do, it's usually on the bus. Although there are headaches, and people just don't care, or they do care, and it's okay with them to annoy. They don't mind that at all. But there are decent people out there that don't really want to do that. But to us, they're just headaches. They're annoying. They are. It's sad but true. You wait in an airport, you wait in the terminal at the bus station, train, whatever. I don't know, maybe you're driving, maybe people there aren't so irritating or annoying. You get used to your family gets used to you, you get used to them, you kind of let the small stuff go. If you are flying or taking the bus or the train or something, who knows? I do know that they need to find a way to make at least the buses give them a little more space. Because when those buses fill up, believe me, there's even less room than what I'm describing to you right now. Either way, I know you all travel. Does anybody relate to this? You don't have any travel nightmares? I believe that almost. But then again, there's always some kind of travel nightmare. It could be you're late to get on the road, late to your plane, train, bus, whatever. Your alarm doesn't go off, lights go out, whatever. You're late, you got family chaos running through the house, trying to get everything ready. Grabbing your suitcases, making sure you have the kids, making sure the animals are taken care of, or whatever. It can be stressful. It can be. Even the most planned out trip can be stressful at times. Although it's not supposed to be. That's not what vacations are for. Really, that's not what business trips are for either, but it does happen. Although, I try to have patience when stuff like that happens. Try. I'm getting better at it. Trust me. Then again, everybody's different. Everybody has different means to travel, ways to travel. Things that don't really get on their nerves, things that do. Personally, I don't want to hear other people's conversation. I just don't. I like people. I'll talk to anybody. I'll give anybody a chance. But don't really want to hear the conversation usually. And I really, last time I traveled, I flew. I sat next to a person that smelled like he drank the bar. He could have, glad there's no smoke on a plane, so we would have lit a match, we would have went up like a Roman candle. That would have been awful. Just awful. I don't know about you guys, but although there are occasions that I do drink socially. It's been a long while actually, because I don't make it a habit. Knock on wood, that I'd be near wood, but either way. I just am wondering how many travel headaches you people have had. Maybe we can get a conversation going about that. Who knows? But while you're trying to decide, or if you're listening live, which you might be, this might not be a subject you guys want to talk about. Well, we don't have to. If you send me an email at bdhammond45@gmail.com and give me some ideas, what you want to hear, what you'd like to talk about, we can talk about it. Just don't use a bunch of cuss words, and we're not gonna do all the, whatever it is. This isn't the dating game. No offense. There are single people out there. I get it. And I understand that. But that's not why I do this. I don't want the arguing, the fighting, the cussing, the cursing, and carrying on. Okay? That's not why I do this. Now, if you want to hear something, you want to discuss something, hey, I'm open to it. I always have been. But if you do want to tune me in, and you do want to listen to whatever shows I've got, which I do have one I'm going to play, I just got to learn how to move them. It's an old archived podcast from way back when the guy did. In fact, he's got several of them that he did. Now, although he owns them, I'm going to try and get his permission. I haven't played it yet because I don't have his permission. Because it's his and he owns it, he created it, he did it. I don't want to step on toes. I'm not like that. I do, on the other hand, am interested in what you think, what your idea is, something you'd like to talk about. That's why I started it. But if you decide you don't want to do that, you can still tune me in at www.speakerstudio.com/travelheadaches. 996-3968 is the number you'll need to tune me in. You also can catch me on Facebook. You can catch me at iTunes and YouTube. And on Google Play. Those that have me, that can hear me, and also iHeartRadio, I want to thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure. I'm broadcasting live from San Antonio, Texas, along with Diane McKempson in High Ridge, Missouri. You know, the arch down there. But you people probably already knew that. And if you are listening, I want to thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you'll listen. But let's get involved here. Let's make this the best podcast there is on speaker or wherever you're at. Wherever you're tuning in at, wherever you're listening at, makes no difference to me. You can catch me on demand too. Live, on demand. Heck, I'm everywhere. I didn't realize it when I started it, but I do now. So if you've had travel headaches, I know I have travel headaches when I do travel. In fact, I'm getting ready to take a road trip myself. So I will be broadcasting to you on the road as I travel from San Antonio. I will keep you posted on my travels too. It's called Where in the United States is Brian Going? Not far though. Unfortunately, I'm not going too far. I'm not going to that many states. But I am going to Missouri from San Antonio. But you'll know that because I'll broadcast live as I travel. And I'll try to do something of a video so you guys can see. Of course, the reason I haven't done it yet is I don't want to break the camera either, so that's another problem I have. But again, that's not your problem. Travel headaches could be just about anything. What would be fun is if we could eliminate those travel headaches and, I don't know, do something fun. Hear something, listen to something, I don't know, watch something funny maybe. Keep the upbeat mood you guys have. There's ways of doing that. Of course, probably not on a local flight like that. They might not do that, but there are ways. Hey, maybe I could turn this into a funny podcast. Anybody like that idea? But I don't think that would work. But it might work. People do like humor, and people do like music, and they do like to talk most of the time. I must not be hitting the right buttons. I don't know. But either way. Oh, by the way, this just came across my phone just as I was speaking to you. Unfortunately, we have people from Florida. There are 6 people confirmed dead in that nursing home that was flooded or something. They had no air conditioner. They've confirmed that 6 elderly people from 77 to 91 have passed away because of no air conditioner, the sweltering heat and humidity they had there. My condolences to the families and their loved ones. And I'm sorry it happened. I really am. But here's the thing. People, what I don't understand is there's a hospital right across the street. If that air conditioner was broke and they knew it, and they did because they admitted it on air, on camera, to the reporters. I think it was to Lester Holt on NBC Nightly News. Of course, they confessed it to a lot of people, me especially. That's where my problem in nursing homes come in. Their staff does not think about anything like that. Although they were under a mandatory evacuation, why they didn't take them to the hospital, I don't know. That was probably unnecessary for those people to die like that. Then again, they are old, and they really probably don't expect to be around much longer. But nowadays, people are living longer. They say they will cooperate fully with law enforcement's investigation. And I hope that they don't find negligent. But the problem is they've been reported 11 different times for different violations of their building and their property. And they have yet to bring it up to standard or code. I know I said this was about travel nightmares or headaches. What's really a headache is you place your loved ones in these places, you think they're going to get cared for, and although they do, to a point, but I don't think they're being held up to a good standard. I mean, I know here in San Antonio, they're all in F rating. I've been in a lot of them. I've walked them.